Hi, I'm Mark Sipp from Crocker Farm Auction, and I'm here to discuss a great example of Western Pennsylvania stoneware that we'll be selling at our March 1st auction. As you can see, it's a pedestal-based water cooler. This form is one of the most desirable forms in all of Western Pennsylvania stoneware production. Most known examples were made in Beaver, Pennsylvania, Greensboro, Pennsylvania, and New Geneva, PA, but very few ever come on the market. And you can see by this great form just why these pieces are so desirable. We have this great ovoid baluster form top with an applied bung hole, and the bung hole is an unusual large rectangle with reverse impressed threes at the corners. A lot of times you'll see potters embellish these corners with faux screw heads and that sort of thing. In this case, he's used a 3-gallon capacity mark to decorate it. So it's a wheel-thrown cooler, and then it's attached to a wheel-thrown base. And the base, you can see, is attached to the bottom of the cooler. But this base is very unusual in that it has a nice stepped pattern. Most of the bases you see on Western Pennsylvania coolers are smooth, continuous bases. This has a very nice stepped, tooled pattern to it, which gives it a really ornate look about it. We have a nicely tooled shoulder on the cooler. A very nice floral design applied over a whitish slip. And you can see the streaky slip coating on this side very well. And of course this great brushed floral design, which is just very punchy and strong. The maker of this cooler was R.W. Russell, Ralph Russell, who potted from the 1840s until 1868. When he died, he was actually hit by a train. This information can be found in Phil Schaltenbrand's book, Big Ware Turners. It's a great reference for Pennsylvania stoneware if anybody's interested in that state. But Ralph Russell's stoneware is generally very nicely decorated, and you can find things with floral motifs or folio motifs. This is probably the nicest example of Russell's work to come on the market in quite some time. The size is exceptional. It's marked 3, but it's we actually carefully filled it with liquid. It holds a little under 2 gallons. So it's a little smaller than one would expect for a cooler of this type. Very diminutive size. The smallest Western Pennsylvania pedestal-based cooler I've ever seen. Maybe somebody's seen one smaller. But let me read something from the book very quick that's interesting. This is Big Ware Turners. I recommend it if anybody is interested in Pennsylvania stoneware from anywhere in the state. Western Pennsylvania is very nicely covered in this book. But let's see here. Okay. Here's an R.W. Russell ad in the book. And he has this great poem in the book, which actually references coolers like this. He has this great poem in the ad, and it says, "We would therefore respectfully invite all those who are fond of sweet butter and plenty of cream, likewise fresh fruit that is fit for a queen, who are sick of their sour wood and rusty old tin, as well as their glass that is so brittle and thin, to try the pure rock, the smooth polished rock, the old blue rock that has stood many a shock, and will never sour, rust, or rot, in the shape of a churn, a jar, or pot. If you wish for water as pure as when it leaps from the mountain, place it again in its own native fountain," referring to these water coolers or water fountains. "Then sip at your pleasure from a full and fresh stock of the cool beverage as it streams from the rock." It goes on to say, "Many are the good qualities of the genuine stoneware which may be obtained by having a little care. In looking for the initials RWR, for R.W. Russell, as you will find them stamped on each churn, pot, and jar. Don't be deceived with their rough, rotten crocks, when you can buy the solid rocks that will stand the hard knocks, which you can use through life with the fine anticipation that your child will use the same for the latest generation." And of course, this piece still stands today. Thank you very much.